This is Lama Tandrapa. Welcome to the third day of our challenge, the Path of Empowerment. It's amazing. We are already halfway through the challenge, and guess what? You are about halfway to achieving what we promised you will achieve by going through this challenge, developing crystal clarity about your priorities and rock solid confidence that your actions are in alignment with your highest priorities and values. Now, let me reintroduce to you Sean Hall, who is here with us today to walk us through this amazing experience. Thank you, Sean, for being here.
Woo! Thank you. It's great to be here.
Awesome. Love the energy. So take it away. Please walk us through this entire process of sorting out the most important values in each of the 12 categories or areas of life that I worked on in the previous lessons.
Thank you. Yes, we're going to identify what is most important to you in each of these areas. Each of the areas require different things from us, right? So when we look at all the different areas of our lives, we know that there's certain qualities to them. And we're going to find out just what is the most important thing. Yesterday we filtered down to what is a value and how we can write those and find those. But now we're going to find out what's most important. So they're going to make up the building blocks. Values are kind of like the stepping stones along your path of empowerment. So once your values feel solid, each step towards your dream is made with absolute confidence. Wouldn't you like to feel that rock solid confidence underneath your steps so you don't waver or feel off balance? Knowing you have limitless possibilities and infinite choices. What's that?
I definitely love that. And I think this is a brilliant metaphor that I actually had never used. So kudos to you, Sean, for coming up with an excellent metaphor of the stepping stones that the values represent.
Thank you so much. I mean, it is a path of empowerment. So we want to make sure we stay on the path, right? And when we're on our path, we have to make sure it's our path, right? We want to know that it's very, very authentic to us. This is our path. Sometimes we might take somebody else's path, right? Have you ever reached a goal and it's kind of felt anticlimactic and it feels like once you got there, it wasn't really satisfying? Well, maybe the goal or the dream was based on somebody else's values. So how do we know our authentic values? I'd say we jump right in. Literally, let's jump in and find out what is most important to you. What does your body agree with when you look at all these values? Because we want to find the most important one, but sometimes it can be hard to choose. Well, we can use the body as a barometer to detect which one we resonate with the most. And we'll do that by finding natural stance. You may have practiced this with Lama before, or I before, but we're going to practice it right now. So I invite you to stand up right now and get on your feet, and we're going to try this practice. So make sure, first and foremost, you have your sheet with you from yesterday, because this is going to be what you're going to refer to. I have mine right here. And if you are ready and available to take a stand for your values, we're going to ground in those values right now. So first, make sure there's no small children or animals underneath you, so when you take a jump in the air, you don't land on them. Take a nice little jump, land as softly as you can. Now, if you landed with kind of a bump, well, try jumping again. Notice that when you land softly, you have to bend your knees. By bending the knees, see if you can even cover the view of your toes. As you bend your knees, you notice you're even more stable, right? We want to really find that stability and rock solid confidence in our body. So I'm going to cover the view of my toes with my knees and then bring my weight to the very centers of my feet. So not on the balls or the heels of my feet, but directly into the centers of my feet. And then relax my stomach, relax my hips, bring my fingertips to the tips of my ears. Pull up. This provides a nice release of tension. from the top of the spine to the base of the skull. Creates that better clarity between mind and body. And you can stay here for a moment. You might even notice there's a change in your breathing pattern. That's a great indication that you're ready to relax the arms down. And then really relaxing the breath, so you can begin to just check in with the breath. Notice if you're still breathing through your chest or if you can bring the breath all the way down to the diaphragm. And as you breathe and relax, let's check in with those values. All right, so if you're nice and grounded and your sheet is nearby, take your sheet and take a look at the values in each section of your list here. And ground in these values. See what is most important. And I'll offer you a little scenario here. If this were a burning house and you were only able to save one of these values in each of the sections, so physical health, that house is burning. You can only save one thing. Okay, what's it going to be? For me, I wrote down balance. Now, my process was, again, took a deep breath, relaxed, and then as I looked at those two, or at the choices that I had, I noticed that balance is what really spoke to me. How did I confirm whether or not I was going to choose balance? Well, I looked at my options, checked in with my breath. Once again, the body is amazing. It gives you that automatic feedback that will tell you whether or not you resonate with something. For me, balance is something I resonated with wholeheartedly, whole bodily. So I know that balance was something that I was going to choose, because this funny thing happened. I was able to maybe even take a deep breath, and there was a sigh of relief, right? There was a feeling of relaxation. I felt a wave of relaxation go through my body. I do this on a daily basis if I'm making a choice. So why not use this practice right now and get crystal clear on what the value is in each of these sections. Now, if we continue down the list of the burning houses, mental wellness is the next burning house. And I chose clarity. Again, how did I do that? Took a deep breath, relaxed, and then checked in. My breath
I
told
really
me.
like it. Sorry, I'm interrupting you, Sean.
No
I
problem.
really like how you circled the value that is the highest priority in each category.
Yes, sir.
That would be a really nice thing for all our participants to do the same thing, to put a circle around the most important value in that line, in that category or that area of life.
Yes, that will help them stand out from each other, making sure you circle around them. So yeah, to be clear, we are definitely circling the value that we want to keep, right? That's the one that we want to keep and save from the burning house. So let's move on down to hobbies and fun. If you're only going to save one thing, what's the most important thing to you of all those values? What are you going to choose? Moving on down to movement and sports. Once you find the most important one, circle it and then move on. You don't have to take too much time with this process, right? Normally when you get feedback from your body, it's normally the thing that comes to you within the first few moments. You don't have to spend a whole lot of time on this, but it is a crucial part of this whole exercise. And we take a little bit extra time with our values because, again, they are the stepping stones, right? They help us feel much more grounded on our beliefs and our path, which developing confidence is not something that we just jump into. It sometimes requires that we test the waters, right? We check in with our body. And then we know when we don't resonate with something because we might have a tightness or shortness of breath. We might feel immediate contraction, right, when we're jumping into something that is beyond the edge of our comfort zone. What we want to do is really explore what it is that is closest to our values, and that'll eventually lead to personal satisfaction. So once you've made your way down the list and you've circled each of these sections, we can move on to the next part, which we will dive into tomorrow.
Fantastic. Yeah, so just to reiterate, we've identified of the values associated with health, physical health. We find one that is number one priority. It's not like the other values are not valuable or valid. They are valuable, they are important. It's just they're not as important as the number one value. Basically, we're just prioritizing our values. Same thing with mental well-being. It's not like one value is not important and the other one is. We just simply identify the most important value without which you would not experience well-being or you would not feel satisfied with that area of life. Same thing with hobbies and fun. Same thing with physical activities and sports. Same thing with family. What are the family values? It's not enough to just say, I value family. What is it about your family that you actually value? Same thing about intimate relationships. Whether you're married or you have another form of intimate relationships, or you don't even have anybody you're currently in a relationship with, what are the values associated with this area of life? What would actually make you feel particularly satisfied if you achieve that value or you satisfy that value? So basically, what we do is we learn how to prioritize our values because we understand that if we satisfy some other values that are less important, we may feel still unsatisfied because the most important value is still not being taken care of. Obviously, we also go into social life, our friendship, our community. We also look into social contributions. How much do we contribute to society or humankind? Or how much do we protect our environment and nature? How much do we feel like we're living our lives meaningfully and create a legacy of some sort? And then, of course, we look at career, making sure that career also is valid and validated. We're not doing something that we are unsatisfied with. A lot of people nowadays go through this, what they call the great resignation. A lot of Americans and probably people worldwide are quitting their jobs because they realize their careers were not in alignment with their values. So let's become really clear about what our values are in regard to our career path, what we do for a living. And of course, also finances. That may or may not be the same thing as career. For some people, it may be exact same thing if you're a career person. For some people, it may be quite distinct. Or maybe you're retired, or maybe you're a trust fund baby. And so you don't have to work for a living. Fine, there's nothing wrong with that. Let's just make sure that you understand what actually is important to you in regard to finances. Whether it's financial freedom, or it's the ability to support the causes that matter to you, or it's the ability to invest in things that you're particularly excited about and want to grow and thrive. In other words, we're learning how to make our lives thriving. And also, let's take a look at personal development. What are the values in regard to personal development that would make your development particularly satisfying? And the last but not the least, spiritual development. what is it about spirituality that makes you really excited and also would feel particularly fulfilling? So all of these are really important aspects of life. Thank you so much, Sean, for walking us through them. Fantastic. We are going to create a simple and elegant list of 12 values. Some of the values may actually be the same between 2 or even 3 different categories. Fine. Still, please write them down in that list. If there are more than one places that they occur on in the list, that's fine. We can work with that tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you, Lama. And yeah, we'll dive in tomorrow. Please join us tomorrow. Comment. We'd be happy to hear from you. Maybe if you can take what your highest priority values are and post them on the Facebook page. We would love to hear from you. And not to mention, of course, you get to earn things for posting things. We all know that's not the number one reason why we want to post these. We just want to hear from you, and it's great to have a supportive, interactive community. So we would love to see your posts.
Absolutely. Yes. And this is something that is going to be really exciting, because what we are going to do is we're going to award another prize to somebody who won the second day of our challenge. Now, who was it that won the second day of the challenge? As they say, ask and you shall receive. This wonderful woman who participates in our challenge named Sherry Cameron.
Oh, yay, Sherry. Awesome.
Said that she would love to be gifted the abundance course. Well, guess what, Sherry? Ask and you shall receive. You are the winner of our challenge just for being proactive. I am actually giving you this gift of the abundance through being in the flow online course.
Nicely done.
You will be receiving a personal email from me. Watch for it in the inbox. And the first prize for today for working through this process of identifying the highest priority value in each of the 12 categories will be a ticket to our virtual retreat. That's right, folks. We are going to have a virtual retreat during which we'll dive even deeper into all the subjects of our online challenge that we're going through right now. We are going to also learn how to embody the newly discovered values and priorities so that we can not just talk the good talk, but actually walk the talk, walk the path of empowerment.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you, Lami.
I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at the same place, same time. Do not hesitate to post your questions or comments about our challenge in our Facebook group, and you may win the next prize, the ticket to the virtual retreat. Thank you so much. Namaste.